All right, welcome to retzone.ca, and today is Tips and Tricks Tuesday. So, of course, last Thursday we did knocking out Mike Tyson. So, what we're going to do is now we're going to give you some strategies so that you can also knock out Mike Tyson yourself. So, a couple things we're going to go over. We're going to have general mechanics, and we're also going to have kind of a round by round strategy. So, general mechanics. So what we need to know for this is there's going to be three main things that we need to know. The first thing is going to be quick dodging. There's actually two types of dodges in the game. There's quick dodge and there's regular dodge. So your quick dodge is actually what happens if you dodge and then you hold up right away. So if you do that, you'll dodge a few frames faster. So I'll give you an example of that. The second thing you need to know is input buffering. So what input buffering is when you start a move and you actually start buffering your next move. So you start doing like a face punch and you actually start buffering to do another face punch right after that. That's going to be really important for this fight. It's important for other fights in the game. It's kind of a general strategy that you need to know, but it's really important for this one. And the third thing we're going to talk about is your left punch versus your right punch. There's really only one time that's really going to matter in this fight, and that's just your left punch is a little bit faster, but your right punch is a little bit stronger. So it's not a whole lot. In the grand scheme of things, it's really not going to matter. The only thing is the left punch being faster is important for one part of the fight. So we will talk about that a little bit. All right, so round one. So for round one, this first part is really the hardest part of the whole fight. So the first minute and a half is going to be phase one. And then for the rest of the time, I think it goes up to 3 minutes. So the other minute and a half is going to be phase two. So phase one, his first punch will land at 6 seconds in game. So it's always going to be the same chunk of time for his first punch every single time, no matter what. Anytime he knocks you down, it's going to be that same delay as well. So the same delay he took for his first punch, if he ever knocks you down, you know that his first punch is going to be that same delay. Uh, Outside of that, it's very random. So his first minute and a half is very random. So he sometimes will throw a punch instantly. Sometimes he'll have like a second or two delay. Then he'll throw a punch. Other times he'll have like 5 or 6 seconds. Then he'll throw a punch. There is kind of set chunks that he can do. I think there's like 4 or 5. So you kind of get a feeling for like, okay, he hasn't thrown, a quick punch or like a medium punch or like kind of a longish punch. So he's going to throw a really long punch. Which I always hate those ones because it always just makes me, I sit there for too long and then I'm like, oh crap, and then I dodge and get hit. So basically what you want to do is anytime he throws a punch, you need to quick dodge and then counter a face punch. So he's going to throw, so it's kind of backwards. He'll throw a right punch is actually on the left side of your screen and vice versa. So I'm just going to refer to it if it's on your side of the screen. So if he throws a punch on the left side of the screen, you want to actually counter with a face punch on the left side of the screen. So for me, what I do is he'll throw a punch on the left side. So I'll quick dodge left. So I always dodge left just out of habit. And I just use A or B for doing left or right punch. So if he does a dodge, so he does a left punch, so I'll dodge to the left, and then you want to input buffer your face punch. So you hit left and then you hold up and B, for example. So you hit once, and as soon as you start doing that first punch, you want to buffer your second punch because you want to get 2 hits on him. So you dodge, input buffer your first punch, input buffer your second punch. Then he's going to go back and he's going to throw a punch at you again. So for the first minute and a half, like I said, very random. Really the strategy, survive. Phase 2. So phase 2 gets a lot easier. Once he hits a minute and 30, you've survived up to this point, you haven't got TKO'd, great. Now it gets a lot easier. So what he's going to do is he's actually going to blink and he's going to throw a punch on the same side. So really your telegraph for when he's throwing a punch is when he blinks. So you watch for the blink and then you know, oh, okay, punch is coming. I got to dodge. And you quick dodge and then you same thing. Punch on the same side he's doing it. 2 hits. That's it. So you always quick dodge, input buffer first punch, input buffer your second punch. That's really all it is for the second phase. So when he hits you in the second phase, though, he'll actually get a bit of health back. So anytime he hits you, he's going to get a little bit of health back for doing that, like usually 2 punches worth. So what I say is you can TKO him in the first round, but especially when you're starting out, it's not a good idea. You want to take it slow, get him low, right? Take it slow, get him low. So you get him down to basically nothing at the round end. So basically what you want to do is you're prepping. Your first round is really just surviving and prepping for round 2 for when you're going to go for that TKO. All right? So that's round 1. That's all you need to know. All right, so round 2. So for round 2, it's a lot like phase 2 of round 1. So he does add a little bit more into it as well. So he still has the blink punching. So he blinks and he punches. He's got an uppercut, which does a lot of damage. It won't knock you down in one hit, but it will do a lot of your health. You still want to really be careful to dodge those ones. He does a fast blink where he starts blinking really fast, like blink, 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 blink. You can punch him and get a star out of it, but then he'll always counter with 4 punches right after he's done blinking. So if you're lucky too, you can get an instant knockdown on that. It's like frame perfect. I don't really know the timing of it. I don't really bank on it. Sometimes you get lucky. So then the other thing he does is he'll do, it'll be at the start of the round especially, he'll do like quick punches, which you can block and you can actually counter punch those ones. So starting the round off, the first thing you want to do is you hold down and he'll punch you. And as soon as you hear that thud from when he hits you, you let go down and you hold B. Remember I was saying there's a point where it's going to matter between doing B and A. There's that one time. So you block and you hold B because you need to punch with your left. If you punch with your right, he will block it. So you block it, you punch him low. Now, ideally, he'll get knocked down in the first or second hit. If your first round was good, he should be really low, knock him down, and that's it, right? So that should be your first knockdown. So if he doesn't go down, though, that's fine. You get a star. Hopefully, you knock him down in the second hit. And then once he gets up, he's going to do the same thing. He'll do, a quick punch, you block it, you low punch him back to get a star. Usually once you run out of hearts, I think he throws like 4, and then he'll actually change back to doing his other strategy where he blinks and punches or he uppercuts. So what you want to do is you'll get, basically that's for generating your stars at the start of the round. So you want to get your stars there. You want to get 3 stars. And then what you're going to do is you can only use your stars when he does a blink punch. So when he blinks and he punches, that's the only time you can use a star. So you counter punch him and then you use your star. So you start the round. Let's say you knocked him down 8 seconds because your first punch comes at 4, the second one comes at 8. So let's say 8 seconds, you knock him down. Great, that's 1 knockdown. Now, you're going to generate all your stars then. Just make sure you don't get knocked down, otherwise you lose them all, which really hurts your chances. But you got 3 stars, you knock him down once. Perfect. So now you do is you watch for the blink. So blink, punch, and then you dodge. You input buffer your uppercut, your straight punch, I guess, face punch. And then after that, you do your star punch. So you blow through your stars, knock him down. When he does an uppercut, you can actually get like 5 or 6 hits, but you can't use a star then. If you use a star then, he will counterpunch you. So If he does an uppercut, you dodge and you just hit him, like you just input buffer like 5 punches or so. And what'll happen is his head will go back further. Then you know you can't punch him anymore. So hopefully your second knockdown, if everything goes great, you get it within a minute. So you should be like, let's say 1 minute, second knockdown, perfect. I usually say like worst case scenario, like 1.5 minutes is kind of like your latest point where you want to get that second knockdown. So once you get, let's say 1.5 minutes, you got your second knockdown. So you have 2 knockdowns now. You just need 1 more. Like I said, he really just keeps doing the same things through the whole round. The time you can generate stars after that first part is really going to be when he does, when he starts blinking at you really fast. When he does the blinks, you punch him in the face, and then you hold down because he's going to throw 4 punches at you in a row. So you just block all 4 punches. If you try to dodge them, he's going to catch you. You just block all 4. So obviously you have, let's say 1.5 minutes, so you have 1.5 minutes to then get your third knockdown. And like really that's my strategy. Like I don't like going the third round. Third round is just a lot like the second round. Like it's exactly the same thing over again. And then I think at that point, once you go to the third round, you're just trying to win by just surviving. Get points and survive. That's all you need to do. Second round is really your ideal. You KO them. Like, don't leave it to the judges. Get that TKO. So 8 seconds, 1.5 minutes, and then you have up to 3 minutes to knock them down. So use your stars after a blink punch. So blink, punch, counter once, star punch. If he starts blinking fast, face punch him, then hold down to make sure you block all 4 punches he's going to throw. And make sure you dodge the uppercuts. That's really the biggest thing. Like, there's not a whole lot to it. A lot of it's just trial and error. Once you get that first 1.5 minutes done of the first round, that's like 80% of it. If you can do that, then you should be able to knock him down no problem. So that's it. That's all I got for you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully that helped you learn a little bit about how to knock out Mike Tyson. Hopefully you can now do it. Give it a shot. Like I said, it's a lot of practice. Just keep working at it. Like I said, keep those strategies in mind. Input buffering, quick dodges, do the low punch with the B at the start of the second round. Those are going to be your keys to victory. So if you like what you see, hit the like button. If you're new here, you like what you're seeing, hit subscribe. If you want to see how I did it, I'll put the video there. You can go and you can watch Throwdown Thursday. If you got a challenge that you want to see, throw it in the comments. Any challenges you throw out there, I'll try to do it. Obviously, I can't do anything. I can't do everything in every game or anything like that. NES is really my strong suit. So throw a challenge down for NES games and see if we can get it done for next Throwdown Thursday. All right? Hope you enjoy.